Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good?
What's up, y'all?
Spoken Numbers
Oh,
Podcast.
we
I don't
back.
even know what episode this is, but let's get into it.
Say
What we
less.
talking about today, fellas?
I think we should wrap up week 3, some previews of week 4, and then some hot takes. What we thinking? Who's the bust? Who's the wins? What's the divisions looking like? Because I don't know. Niggas looking sus already. Oops.
All right, so let's start it off with the bum division, NFC East. Who y'all high on?
Cowboys. How about Cowboys? Cowboys.
Yeah.
Y'all got
Cowboys
it.
look like they're the class of the division, and it don't look like it's close.
Yeah, it don't.
Washington might have been second place if Fitzpatrick wasn't injured, but he is. So, yeah, it looks like Cowboys are going to cruise to that East victory.
Barring injury.
Knock on wood.
We have dudes injured, like Amari Cooper. He was limited for us. Ronald Collins, I don't know what he's doing, but he'll be back. I don't know why he's robbing.
I mean, got that.
That's Cowboy. That's the Cowboy way.
That's the Cowboys way. I think for us, we're really good. I think offensively, we found our rhythm. I think Kellen Moore is doing really good with designing the plays. I mean, if you look at how he involved Reigns, getting Tolin Pollard and Elliott, you don't know who to expect from us. I think that's what.
And you got a little 1-2 punch with that. Yeah, backfield is doing
change the pace.
Exactly, and look, we got Wilson. I didn't even know. I was thinking it was gonna be CD Lamb. I was like, oh, fantasy about to go crazy. And all of a sudden, Wilson getting all these CDs.
Yeah, I know somebody was excited about that in this chat.
Yeah, we didn't get CD Lamb like we were supposed to. Shout out to Cedric Wilson. It is what it is. Cedric Wilson wears number 1, but he wasn't supposed to be the one last night. But it is what it is.
and then you look too, look at our secondary. We got Trayvon Diggs. I mean, he played great.
Diggs is nice.
Makai's nice. Makai's nice.
Yeah. So and Makai is just a rookie who's in substitute for somebody else. So that should be promising.
They ain't getting their job back. I think what's his name? Wolf Hunter. Forgot his name.
Van Der Esch.
Yeah, he's not getting his job.
Yeah, he coming to come back.
It's over.
He played himself a couple times anyway. I mean, it's not his fault, but your opportunity's blown. So
yeah. So I think overall we're looking pretty good, and not to mention you just need a middle of the road defense to get far. But with the high octane offense that we have, and as long as Mark McCarthy kind of just stays in the corner,
I'm not gonna hold you. His coaching has been sus. Like
he's always
timeout management, clock management. It's been real spooky. And if there's a situation where it has to be on point, that's where you can see hiccups come in. But right now everything's running smooth, so kudos to them. And
I do agree that Kellen Moore, he's been underrated as a play caller this season and last season too, for the most part. Now, as a Giants fan, we see why Jason Garrett was 8-8, Mr. 8-8, because there's no type of imagination. Yeah, he doesn't fill up any space. So on that part, it's all right. I don't know what they could do, but I give credit to the Cowboys. They clicking. They look like their schedule is going to be a little bit easier than us. The Eagles, I don't like the Eagles, but I really wasn't a believer in them in the first place. Redskins, oh my bad.
Whoa.
Washington football team, yeah, they. I don't really believe in them either. The Giants, I feel like we've lost all of our games in stupid fashion, where we could be easily 2-1. But we're 0-3, and I don't know where that leaves. I'm high on the Cowboys. I'm very low on the Giants. But I think I'm lower on the Washington football team than I am on the Giants. And I think Eagles they'll fit that middle. I was gonna say Eagles will fit that middle pack, because I think if they get they get some easy wins. I just don't believe their defense. At the end of the day, it's the Cowboys division. So
to lose pretty much.
Yeah. That being said, we can go on to the AFC East.
Let's stay in the East. Yeah. So that's another easy one. The Bills, they're kind of looking like they might be 13, maybe 14 wins. So admittedly, Josh Allen first couple of weeks was looking a little shaky, like a little under the weather, but now he's kicking it into gear. He's definitely kicking it into gear now.
We've seen that. I don't know.
We've seen that
in the gear now. So
somebody got to be in the game.
And they playing the Texans this week, so about to go crazy for a second week. So for the Jets are definitely gonna have first pick. I have not seen a football team that bad in quite a while. Like that is a new level of trash.
I think they just playing to play at this point. I don't think they even trying.
I don't think so neither. I mean, the worst division right now is the AFC South. I mean, the Titans have nobody that I'm looking at it right now. Texans, Colts, Jaguars. I mean,
they'll run away with that one.
The Jaguars, they're not ready yet. The Colts, the quarterback situation is too in flux, and their defense is average at best. And who's the other one you said? The Texans? Yeah, Texans, same thing with them. Their quarterback situation
they'll be
is too in flux right
also.
now. So it's the Titans. Titans division. It's the same thing. Titans division and win. So we even gotta go through that. We all high on the Titans and the Bills and their respective divisions. Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, let's head into the NFC South.
Yeah. All right. So me personally, I am I'm high on the Saints but it comes with a caveat because Jameis Winston, I think he got the LASIK surgery. He out here, he can see the field better or whatever. Last week, in week 2, he kind of fell off a bit, but this week he bounced back in a big way, and their defense looks like they can be clicking a little bit. But I like I said, as a caveat, same thing. Like I can't really put the Panthers ahead because 1, I don't really trust Sam Darnold, and 2, McCaffrey looked like he's once again done for most of the season at least. At best, he'll come back maybe later in the season, but it's looking like it's over for him. And I'm not sure if Sam Darnold can be the same quarterback without him as he is with him playing in the lineup. And the Buccaneers, obviously, I will have them first, but their defense is atrocious, man. Their defense, like I feel like they can really get got at any point. And you know how divisional games are. They make the playoffs and they're not first seed, and you end up playing Saints. All of a sudden, you're not playing blind Jameis Winston. You playing, I can see the field Jameis Winston. 5 touchdowns. So you up out of here really quickly. So they got to get that. They got to get that together. I don't know how they're gonna get that together, but they got to get that together. Maybe they'll get it together on Sunday against the Patriots. Get back into rhythm. I still have them probably winning the division, but I got the Saints as like a little dark horse to undercut them because I think the Saints defense seems a little bit more cohesive than Todd Bowles' unit in Tampa. And who's the last team in that division?
One that's not worth mentioning.
Oh yeah, the team that beat.
Yeah.
Oh, the team that beat us. Oh, they should be 0-3. We should be 1-2. But they're not, like you said, they're not worth mentioning. They're not going to do nothing. They're going to get the first pick out of that division. And that's me.
Well, yeah. Bucks are obviously going to win a division by like 3 or 4 games. But
you think so? Obviously.
Yeah.
Well?
Nah. Yeah. They're going. Yeah. Honestly, like. The Saints are not going to get 10 games. I'll say they do not. I say they do 9, and that's pretty decent for a Jameis Winston team.
Because you said the Saints aren't going to get 10.
Nah. Because when you think about it, like the divisional games aside, those they always ticky-tack. They could go either way. But I don't trust the offense. I do not trust the offense. Like, even if you look at week 1, they scored a lot. But at the same time, the Packers weren't ready. They didn't come to play. And even if you look at, like, Jameis Winston's stats, I don't think he had 250 yards.
Yeah, he not letting it go like he usually does.
Yeah, he didn't have shit. Like, he completed passes, but they were mostly like
efficiency
across the middle.
He's been efficient.
I mean, he only missed like 6 passes, I think it was. So yeah, like, okay, he was like 14 for 20 or something like that. Like, yeah. So he no interceptions, 5 touchdowns. That's great. But at the same time, some of that is the fact that how the Packers played. And they didn't play good. They were trash. And you got to see some of what I'm talking about in week 2, where it was a complete opposite. All of that offense just dissipated. So I feel like the Panthers are number 2 to me.
Really?
But I feel like they'll be like around the same record, maybe like
even without McCaffrey.
But why I think so is because of how they scheme. Like the tight end Trickle. I like how they plan to use him, like kind of like tricky, like backfield, run him out the backfield and type of stuff like that. And you have to be creative with your playbook. So I'm gonna give them a little bit of leeway with that, and they're 3-0. Already got a game up on the Saints. I mean, we don't know. We don't know yet. It's early. Still September. We don't know yet. But that's where I'm going.
Yeah,
Falcons, obviously, you know, they're going to be top 5 pick. Bums. But yeah, the Bucks do have something to watch out for because that defense is suspect.
Yeah,
the Cowboys got them. The Rams definitely got them. And they're probably going to give it up to the Saints and probably the Falcons again. So they're suspect. That's why they're trying to talk to Richard Sherman right now. But yeah, I think like the Bucks will be around maybe like 13 wins. And Saints and Panthers will be around maybe 10, maybe 9.
Yeah, I'm higher than the Saints. I'm higher than as a dark horse. What you think, Seth?
I think the Panthers are going for it. I mean, you see that they traded for a new cornerback after they lost their number 1 cornerback. And he was a rookie too. I mean, he's out God knows how long with that foot fracture. Buccaneers, you're absolutely right. 1 minute their defense is looking like they forgot how to play defense, and then next game they're like, oh, we know how to play
secondary
defense.
God mode.
Yeah. And yeah, their secondary is not there. I think they could stop the run for sure. I mean, they still have the same dudes like Shaq Barrett, but as far as the secondary goes, yeah, they're gonna have to hit a Richard Sherman to do some miracles because that ain't it.
And that is a tall glass to drink. I don't know if he could do that in this age. In his age,
yeah, he's 33, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. And he had a sore Achilles.
And injuries. Yeah, it's mileage. I mean, Legion of Boom Times is 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Maybe just as a presence to get everybody into place. Maybe a veteran presence could help, but they need help. They need help.
And the thing is too, you don't have to have Richard Sherman on the best guy. You can have him like a Jalen Ramsey, like just float around here. You know what I mean? Like you see something, get at it.
Here's the thing: he likes playing on one side. That's just how he's always played. Mm-hmm. You know, used to playing on one side is different to say, okay, we're gonna make you play on the other side because everything is kind of like in reverse. And then if you want to play like a slot receiver, like, you know, he can.
Slot is much different.
He's not going to do that. Yeah, you don't need that.
He don't have the legs for that anymore. I mean, he didn't like to do it when he had the legs for it, so he's definitely not going to want to do it now. What I think is, if they do bring him in, I think they'll convert him to safety. So, like, what they typically will do is for a DB, a corner, they'll end up pushing him to safety. That's what, what we did with Antrell Rowe. When he was a corner and he lost a step, we pretty much put him as a safety, like an extra linebacker in the box for one defense, one support, and then he would drop out and cover passes. So I think, like, if anything that they do sign him, they'll kind of do something like that with him, and maybe he'll play a little actual corner spot, but it'll kind of be like half and half.
I mean, that's good. He's a smart player, so that could work out. All right, so we just did AFC South, NFC South.
Let's get to the North.
AFC North. All right,
AFC North.
All right,
so
who you high on?
Yeah, for me, it's the Ravens. I mean, there's not really much competition except the Browns. But
I was about to say, I had to look at you.
But why I overlooked them is because Jarvis Landry.
You got Odell
you don't have
back.
Your 1-2 punch. You got Odell back, which is good. And
you got Nick Chubb. You got
Chubb is there.
Kareem Hunt.
You got the run game's fine, but because of the fact that you don't have Landry there, you can kind of clamp down on the run game a little bit more. So it's gonna make it a little more difficult. But you're gonna need Landry back. If you want a 1-2 punch and to be able to outscore people, you're gonna need him back. Period. He's not gonna be out for too long. It maybe like a couple weeks, maybe a month at the worst. But
he's in the IR. It's 3 weeks.
Yeah. So in a month's time, this time next month he should be back. But yeah, I think it'll come down to those two. I think it'll be Browns and Ravens in the end. But I think the Ravens will pull it out. And
I don't know.
I mean, it could be 0-3. Look, they literally could be 0-3.
It could be. It could be that it's early in the season and they're finding their legs. They got to get the kinks out. It could be a bunch of stuff. But, the record is what it is.
So we all agree Steelers not looking like no more.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I be telling Carter, you should drop that team because I don't know what he's doing with
for the defense and fantasy, right?
Well, I'm okay if he leaves it.
Because you play him this week.
That's besides the point. But anyway, Big Ben is he's done for. It might be Haskins' time. It might be Haskins' time. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that.
I forgot he was over there.
Yeah, I mean, or you could call Cam Newton. He's available.
That as well. Just as long as they get Najee the ball. That's all I know. Let him break out. He need the touches.
Anyway, yeah. So Pittsburgh for me right now is the basement because surprisingly, the Bengals are playing good.
They cooked them a little bit. Joe Burrow said, "I'm here." Jamar Chase, former teammates.
I respect it. They're tired of hearing about the old guard for the last 50 years. Yeah, they're tired of it. So good for them. They went into Steel City and took it down. So shout out to them. But yeah, long story short, I feel like it's gonna be Browns and Ravens in the end, and I feel like Ravens are gonna take it.
Yeah,
I already told you. I'm high on the Browns right now.
Yeah, I'm high on the Browns too.
Yeah, I don't see. I don't really see Lamar probably lasted all 17 games this season. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be injured for a while. He's gonna be hit with the COVID protocol, boys. He might get injured, or who knows. Their run game, besides him, looks shaky. I'm not really.
That's a good fact.
Yeah, but like if he's running, then it doesn't really matter. It still counts as yardage.
He's part of the run game, right?
Except for the fact he's taking hits. So it's a pro and a con there. And I don't know if overall, like for a game, that'll work. But overall for the season, I'm not too sure if that's a sustainable way for victory for at least a championship or whatever. And the defense isn't bad, but I don't know. I feel like the Browns have more. They have more reasons to say they can explode at any point in time. with their receivers and with the running game. It's just about staying healthy. Like it looked like Baker was about to be out one game, Landry out, Odell missed 2 games. Like, so if they go in and out of the lineup, who knows? But I think if it push comes to shove, I do think it's going to be Browns and Ravens in the end, and I got the Browns. I'll take the Browns.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, you got Myles Garrett. I mean, the way he was going after the quarterback, Justin
They
Fields.
got the pass rush. Mm-hmm. Oh, they had him, yeah. Seeing ghosts. Kids see ghosts.
I mean, that's a 4-3 record win. And like the Browns could go for a shootout. Like Baker Mayfield, he has that arm for that. I mean, Kareem Hunt, the way they use him as a gadget player, like, you know, they can use him as a run, they can use him as a pass catcher. And you got Nick Chubb. That's that. Yeah, he's putting that groundwork in. Odell, I don't know about Odell, and I gotta watch what he does in week 4, but I'm not too sure about Odell. I think he still got, you know, some in the tank, but yeah, like Jamal said, they definitely Jarvis back, because I don't think Odell got that Odell that he used to have when he was with the Giants, but we gonna see. But I don't see the Ravens doing much. They got too many injuries to pass, and their running game is atrocious. I mean, they did something magical with the Chiefs, but
yeah, that was. And forget the Chiefs. This just on Sunday, 66-yard field goal to win the game. What? What?
We've seen championships, and you know that you need luck sometimes. That's how it is.
Yeah, but luck's gonna run
for
out
the whole season. Yeah,
I mean, sometimes you need luck for the whole season. That's how it goes. Sometimes
I don't know for the whole season. For the playoff run, yeah. But all right, so go ahead, Seth.
I don't know. No, I'm just saying overall, Browns got it. So
all right.
What you gonna say?
All right, so then we can move on to the North. NFC North. Me personally, all those teams are pretty shaky. Like, obviously, the easy thing is to say, Packers off rip, because especially how they played last week, their defense is still subpar. They can be got. Are you going to rely on an Aaron Rodgers performance like that at this age every week? I don't know. He was already hesitant to coming back. Obviously, he still got it, but does he have it for 17 weeks and playoffs? I don't know. We'll find out. Obviously, the Bears, their quarterback is out here looking atrocious. Granted, rookie, so he'll learn. Hopefully, he'll learn. I don't see the Bears doing anything. Vikings, who knows what Dalvin Cook is looking like. Kirk Cousins is playing like Kirk Cousins. One minute he's great, one minute he's not. One moment he's great, one moment he's not. Who knows how that will turn out? Their defense is, I don't know. And we're not even going to talk about Detroit, so there's nothing to say about that one. So I guess I just talked myself into saying I'm really high on the Packers, because there's way too many questions with the Bears. There's no questions really about the Lions, because there's nothing to talk about with them. And what's the other team I was just talking about? The Vikings. I don't know. They may be there to try to win, to get in there as a wild card if Dalvin Cook comes back and he stays healthy. But I don't know if I really don't trust Kirk Cousins for the whole season. So Packers, I think they're gonna do well this week. Who do they play this week? Anybody knows? I think the Packers.
They play the Steelers. They play the Steelers.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
win.
They're gonna
win this.
Yeah, they play the Steelers and they play the Bengals. Yeah, they got a good. Yeah,
they got a couple wins coming up.
Yes, so you got Steelers, Bengals, Bears, Washington.
Oh
yeah, they're
gonna go on a little run. Yes,
I just talked myself into it. Yeah, it's Packers. I'm done with that.
Yeah, exactly. But once it gets to November, it gets real spooky with the Rams.
I know they got Cardinals, Chiefs, and Seahawks back to back to back. So that's those are tough.
Month.
And then they got the Vikings, Rams right after that. So yeah, that's a little shaky there, but there's nothing I see. I think there'll be 11 wins, 11, 12 wins.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in that same area. I think like they'll be probably 11, because at the end of the day, you're gonna just outscore a lot of people.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's been Aaron Rodgers' teams for as long as I can remember. So,
and that's why he usually runs out of gas by the end.
Late in the year, right? Like it's never been anything as far as too much of defense. It's always been, just get 45 points and they won't keep up. Yeah, I think they for the schedule that they have, they could pretty much do that with nearly everybody. And there's going to be a week or two that they aren't able to put up like 30, 35. So I think like those are the weeks that they'll probably lose. But yeah, I mean, when you look at the best wide receiver, they have that in the division. Best quarterback in the division, obviously. Second best running back next to Dalvin Cook. So
yeah,
I mean,
think so. Hold on. We got a late coming here.
Wow.
Who is this?
Wow.
Oh, Showtime Rick. Look at this dude out here with the dial-up service.
But yeah, I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all good. We talking about right now. Yeah, we just talking about football. Right now, I think Jamal was in the process of talking about Packers. Am I right?
Oh yeah. They, for me, they're pretty much gonna win the division. Their only challenge for me would be the Vikings, but with Dalvin Cook being injured and you don't know if maybe it's a year-long thing, kind of lingers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to get along too far without him. I mean, Kirk Cousins is doing okay. He's got 8 touchdowns and I think like 900 yards already first 3 weeks. So playing good, but I mean, you got to have a strong running game. So without Dalvin Cook, it's looking like that ship is going down.
I agree. I mean, we don't. If they have him, I think we could all agree that it's probably gonna come down to Packers and Vikings, and no one wants to bet against Aaron Rodgers here. I agree. We can agree.
Yeah.
So, how do you guys feel? Because it's Vikings, Packers, Bears. Who else is in that division?
Lions.
Oh yeah, no.
I
don't believe in Jared Goff. Like, that's Cliff. But I was about to say, in terms of the Bears finding their footings with Justin Fields, and potentially because they still have some options with on the defense, you still have Khalil Mack, and I'm not the hardcore football guys that you guys are, but they still have Allen Robinson. So I don't know. I want to say that over the next 5 games, I'll be looking at them to see, any trends or anything like that. But I do agree with you right now. Is Aaron Rodgers' division to lose? It's the Packers to lose. But I am kind of interested to see how the Bears shape out over the next 5 games to see if there's any trends, if there's any habits that could develop that could be worth noting.
Really, Justin Fields is really it got to be the quarterback. Got to make some kind of improvements, but he getting thrown into the wolves right now. So
yeah,
I don't know if he's ready for it.
So far, it's a no so far, but over a month and a half, you never know. But go ahead, Tuppy.
Yeah, I mean, clearly you don't know Coach Nagy, because that coach ain't making no schemes that's going to help Justin Fields. I mean, the only way the Bears is coming out is if they fire their head coach He's not using Justin Fields the right way. And if you look back at his history, he took Mitch Trubisky to the playoffs twice. Come on, boy. What we talked about here.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at 5 games over the next 5 games, over the next essentially 6 weeks. Because I'm not counting this coming Sunday ahead. So I'm counting like the 5 weeks after that. 5 games after that, sorry. So I want to see by mid-November how they're looking and what's management looking to do by then, because it may not be this season, but the reason I'm bringing it up is, going into next season, if they start building something, they might, it might be a Lamar Jackson situation. Again, I'm not comparing Justin Fields to Lamar, but I'm saying when he went out against, it was the Chargers, Phillip Rivers, he lost to, and then he came back, he had that MVP season. So, they saw some things they can build upon. So I think it may be worth noting. It's still Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, Division 2.
Yeah, long term,
building upon that.
Yeah, long term, we got to see some kind of progression. Short term, are they winning this division?
No,
I don't see.
So, did you guys talk about the Jalen Reagor beefing with fans thing? I literally just saw that.
I saw that.
that was pretty weird.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he basically somebody DM'd him and was
on
telling
Instagram.
Him pretty much it was my thing with the CD Lamb, you needed a couple points on Monday night, and it didn't work out. And dude clearly took it way worse than I did, and he DM'd Jalen and was talking crazy, and he wasn't happy about it. So he told him what he could do. He told him drop the Addy,
He didn't curse him out or anything, but he was like, yo, if you got 13 plus fantasy points, I'll buy you a Big Mac, because that's what he needed to win. And he didn't get that, and he followed up with, you suck, man, wow. And then he was like, N-word, F you, drop your Addy, like Jamal says. Yeah, N-word, doing all that talking. Yeah, you fans talk too much, da-da-da-da, I'll knock your you-know-what out, da-da-da-da. So I think, it's what this is not related to this, but a while back you guys had talked about, players, not athletes, they go in both ways, where one, they reach a certain point where they can't take it anymore, and also not being smart with their money in terms of, how, you're in Philly, bro. How Philly fans are, how when it comes to certain things. So you should know the territory, and for the fact that you're the bigger person in the situation, so you have more to lose. So just putting yourself in that situation where you're responding. Now they're screenshotting it, and it's gaining traction, and then fines come in, so your wallet's getting lighter. So in that regard, I'm leaning more towards you should be smart with the money, bro. Sometimes I get it if they're you're at the game and they're calling you expletives and all that shit, your face talking about your family. I get it, but at the same time, it's the NFL, and we know how the NFL treats the players. So
it's the NFL. The NFL got a lot of hotheads too.
Absolutely. Shout out to Marcus Peters. he ran in the stands behind somebody talking crazy too. So
you get hit in the head a couple times too many, you're not gonna want to take kindly to what people have to say about you on Instagram.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's the sport itself, I think, plays into that. So
yeah. And he's 22. You gotta give him some slack.
Yeah, it's this generation. They pull up. They get emotional real quick when they get to talking to on Twitter. I've been susceptible to that as well.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. We know. We know.
So when you get clapped, it's different.
You want to take it out on somebody.
Yeah, especially by a divisional rival. Yeah. You're gonna curse somebody out. I don't blame you, because I remember when I was playing football and we got clapped.
Yeah, you in that mindset.
It hits different. It hits different, man.
because he was like, nah, I lost, but I'm not gonna take another loss for the day. And that's what he felt like. He was like, oh, I already lost once. I ain't taking another loss again. So I'm
feeling. Yeah.
Oh, but speaking of bad losses, let's go to the AFC West. When we're talking
about the Chiefs,
the basement, the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're 1-2.
What do you guys think?
Surprisingly.
What do you think about that? Wow, how's that division looking like pan out?
So from somebody who's, impartial, because again, I don't have a football team and I'm not as eye test as knowledgeable as you guys are about football. Because I've been watching it the last couple of years for the most part because of DFS. I would say I really do like the Chargers because what they showed me is again, this may change come December, but what they showed me is, one, they have a pass catching running back who really can do damage anywhere. So if you need short yardage for the first down, to get the first down, 5 yards or whatever, you need a touchdown. He's a deep threat, so the Austin Eckler effect. And then they have the way they've been using Mike Williams, and I forgot who made the comment. They've been using him like he's the New Orleans wide receiver, the Saints wide receiver.
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas. So they've been using Mike Williams that way, and you still have Keenan Allen, who you can make the case is a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. I'm not sure that he is, but you can definitely make that case. And Justin Herbert, he really, obviously Pat Mahomes is still the better QB. No, but I don't think anybody is making the case of Herbert over Mahomes. But
you're not playing Mahomes. You're playing the Chiefs defense, and he's not scared of the Chiefs defense.
No, that's what I'm saying. And he showed me some things in terms of mobile quickness and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He's not a statue, and he is accurate. He was making some passes. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
I wanted him on the Giants, but we ain't have it.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the year before. I hope he fall to us.
Nah, it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah,
but yeah, go ahead.
Nah, I agree. I agree with you. I like the Chargers, but I don't like the Chargers to win this division. I still got the Chiefs to take it home. You didn't talk about the Raiders. The Raiders are also 3-0, I believe.
Raiders are 3-0.
Yes, they are. Broncos 3-0.
Broncos as well. But
the contenders versus contenders.
Yeah. They had the Jaguars and the Jets and they had the Giants. And they had the Giants. Bums. 2 of those teams ain't win a game yet. So let's calm down with the Broncos. They're gonna come back to their defense is great. I'm not gonna lie, their defense is really good. Von Miller's still out here showing he can still play. However, Broncos, I'm not really believing that they're gonna do much. Teddy Bridgewater, he'll come back to earth as well, as just being a game manager, as well as their running back situation. I'm not really too.
Well, Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams, not to cut you off, Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, I think that's actually good two-pronged attack, because I didn't play him because I had DeAndre Swift.
But the defenses they played, though, they were very susceptible. The Jets' defenses, and the Giants are very susceptible to the run. So I can't believe I don't know what I'm looking at yet. I see the numbers and I see the progress, but is this real? You
need a real test first.
I want to see them play. Yeah, I want to see them play somebody in the division first before I can say, oh yeah. And granted, they have the home field, and their home field advantage is real. So, but at the end of the day, I still don't believe in them. I think the Chiefs got this. It's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still Tyreek Hill. It's still
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce. Yeah, it's still all of them. The defense, they got to pick it up. I don't.
And now Josh Gordon.
Oh yeah, but did they sign him, or did they think, was he still thinking
Nah,
about
they
signing
signed
him?
He's on the practice squad. It'll be a couple weeks before he can actually get to the roster. But yeah, he's on.
We'll see. We'll see. Now, if they start pulling off wins, and then he comes back into, the fold.
It'll be like an Antonio Brown situation, essentially, with the Bucks last season.
Yeah,
last week.
So,
yes, yeah.
Like I honestly, even if it becomes a shootout, I still got faith in the Chiefs. Raiders now, the second spot I'm looking at is the Raiders and the Chargers.
The Chargers.
I think the Chargers are more well put to, like, if something does happen to the Chiefs where they got a chink in their armor, I think the Chargers are next up in there, and they ready to take that spot because I like Justin Herbert, I like Keenan Allen, I like Austin Eckler, I like their defense. Their defense improved way than they were last year.
The pressure they were getting on the QB surprised me. I'm like, they are like,
and they were forcing takeaways as well. So,
but let me ask you this, because you know more than me, not to cut you off, but do you think they played up to the Chiefs, or
they always play the Chiefs tough? They did that last season.
The Raiders too, yeah.
Yeah, that division is really funny. That division is very funny.
They gun for the Chiefs heavy. Like,
ever since the Chiefs
want to
won,
play
like
them the best.
Ever since the Chiefs started winning again, like with Pat Mahomes, it's like all of a sudden, you're not going to run away from this. You gonna feel us eventually. Yeah. Especially last season. Last season I remember I think it was the game. I think they beat them in Arrowhead. But
I don't remember if the Chargers did, but the Raiders definitely did.
I know the Raiders did.
Yeah, the Raiders. Yeah.
So I think the Raiders as well. The Raiders, they play well against the Chiefs, and like Derek Carr is just letting it go. I don't trust Josh Jacobs' health, and I don't trust Derek Carr to do this all season. I just don't see him pulling it off like, we're going to get to 11, 12, 13 wins with Derek Carr. It could happen.
They're off to a good start.
So I got the Chiefs. Yeah, I still got the Chiefs, even though they're in the basement. I still got the Chiefs, and I got the Chargers as a dark horse sliding in, or as a threat in the wild card round. And wild card is different this year because you gotta be first seed. If you're not first seed, you got no bye week. You out here Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So, yeah.
I will say that I do believe that the Chiefs are going to win the division, but the Chargers will come in second place.
You think they'll make the playoffs?
Herbert. Oh yeah. I have them in the top 7. I see them winning like, I'll say 10 games. So 10-7 will definitely get them into the playoffs. They scheme really well offensively, and I'm not going to get into the names because you guys mentioned them earlier as far as who they have on offense, weapon-wise, but they scheme their offense really well, and their defense is good too. You're talking about Bosa and somebody that people are going to be naming for a while. Asante
about Derwin James.
Derwin James also. But I'm going to focus on Asante Samuel Jr. His father was quite a ball
for this long.
Right. We are very familiar with his father, who used to be on the Patriots and the Eagles, and was a very famous ball hawk. And knowing how he played ball, I see it in the son. His son plays ball pretty much the same way, that aggressive hawking type of cornerback style. And he's going to be good for those tight confrontations with the wide receivers in the division, the Keenan Allens, the Mike Williamses, Tim Patrick's, etc. So I feel like they'll be number 2. The Raiders have looked good, but
pretender.
Their first few games have been fluky. So, like, easily the Ravens game they could have lost. They should have lost if you saw the last couple plays of it. And then obviously last week with the Dolphins going into OT, they could have easily lost that. So they're 3-0, but they could be 1-2, 2-1, you know. And the Broncos, they've played, I believe, the 3 or 4 worst defenses in the first 3 weeks. So
they played the Giants and the Jets first 3 weeks.
The Giants, Jets, and I don't.
The Jaguars, like what?
And the Jaguars, that's like top. They're definitely in the top 5. Bottom 5 worst defenses
and offenses.
Yeah, probably. So you're gonna have to sell me on more than that. But they also played the Ravens this week, so we'll see what they're made of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I believe the Chiefs they're getting their hiccup early. They got their hiccup kind of late last season, and I'm not sure if it was the best thing that it came so late because they were riding a little confidence, and they didn't think that they had a chink in their armor until it was late. And you'd like to get that out of your system early. So I feel like they'll get a chance to do that this year. And they'll come back and they'll get about 12 or 13 games and they'll win the division. And probably first seed. I think they'll get first seed also.
Tubby, what do you think?
My high take, Raiders. I don't know, man. I feel like I'll give them like 3 weeks before they show themselves. So they do that. Broncos. Yeah, I gotta see how they move with the Ravens for me to convince. I mean, that 3-0 is a little sketchy for me. Chargers looking sharp. They got Joey Bosa on defense, Derwin James, and Ashanti Samuel, so that should be interesting. Chiefs, I think they might be a wild card. I don't see them taking first, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to take them a while to get Nicole Hardman into that offense. I mean, I saw that they was trying. It was flashes of like him trying to get into play. I think what it is now, what I'm starting to see at least, is the defensive schemes that people are using, where it's like, all right, well, Kelsey's going to have this game, but Tyreek Hill, nah, we're taking him out. And now you got to beat me with whoever you got. So I think that's the reason why they brought Josh Gordon in, is to see if they could,
replace Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, to really replace Sammy Watkins. Because I don't know why they let him go. You picking up Josh Gordon and shit, you might as well have kept Sammy Watkins. But I'm not a GM for football, but...
Well, next Monday, the Raiders and the Chargers play each other. So I think that'll, like you said, you want to see the Raiders, who
that'll
they really
be a
are.
test.
Yeah.
First litmus test.
But they also, and then they play the Broncos the week after, not the week after, they play the Bears, and then they play the Broncos, and they play the Eagles. So they got 2 games that's like, but then they got 2 divisional games. And then they play the Giants, and then they play the Chiefs. So they got, in the next 6 games, they got all of their division rivals. So like you said, 6 weeks, we're going to know who they really are.
Yeah.
And I believe they're not who we think they are.
So, but the points that we made about the Chiefs figuring it out because they lost Sammy Watkins is actually why I have Chargers coming out of the division. That's actually the hidden reason, one of the hidden reasons, because I think even though the past couple of years the Chiefs have had a high octane offense, I do feel like, them, losing Le'Veon Bell, granted, they weren't really, Le'Veon had his thing with the Candy Reid and how they were using him. And now he can't even get on a team, but that's neither here nor there. But I do think, them losing Sammy Watkins, them, losing Le'Veon, and them now going back to Clyde Edwards-Helaire as a number 1 runner option, they're still trying to figure out some things, whereas the Chargers... the Chargers are, they're looking sharp. They're gelling, right? And I do think, you can start off fast and crash, but there's something to be said about starting fast and giving yourself enough of a cushion. So, now the Chiefs are kind of playing catch up to you, like let's say 6 weeks, whereas they're still trying to figure it out. Now you kind of have, again, I'm not saying the Chargers are winning the Super Bowl or anything like that, but I'm talking about just the division, to start there. Also, that's why I think they're my pick to come out.
All right. Well, you went against the grain with that. I think we all said Chiefs. I like that. We'll see how that goes. Now, let's go to the NFC West, last division.
Yeah, what's the next?
Yeah. So, we got, in that division, we got Cardinals, LA Rams, Seattle Seahawks. What is the last team I'm forgetting?
49ers.
San Francisco 49ers, who just lost Sunday night. So, who y'all high on?
LA Rams.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah.
What was the team you mentioned before the Rams? You mentioned Seahawks, Rams, 49ers.
Oh, Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals.
That's a tough one because Kyler Murray can get there. You want me to go first or who? Okay. So that's a tough one because Kyler Murray, in my opinion, he's a better Lamar Jackson in the sense that he has his legs might not be quite the legs that Lamar have in terms of beating you for a game, but he has a better arm than Lamar does at this stage, and there's something to be said about that in terms of damage he do to a defense. So I really do. All is obviously predicated on health, but I do like how the Cardinals just the options that they have because they have Chase Edmonds that they can use as a pass catching running back. They have they lost Kenyon Drake to the Raiders. I understand that. Was it the Raiders? I think it was the Raiders. I have to double check. But D-Hop, I think you can make you can make D-Hop as the best wide receiver in that division. And you can also make the case that Kyler Murray can have a breakout MVP season. So between the Cardinals and the Rams, because Russell Wilson, to me, the past couple of seasons, the modicum of consistency that we've grown accustomed to Russ, I haven't really seen that, to be honest with you, the past couple of years. But I do think Kyler Murray, assuming health, can have an MVP type season and have 5,000 yards. Well, not 5,000 yards. Sorry, not Pat Mahomes, but he can have the MVP season that Lamar had a couple of years ago. So right now, as it stands, I like the Cardinals.
Okay, well, let me interject before I let somebody else go. The Cardinals' next 6 games are the Rams next week, then the 49ers, then the Browns, then the Texans, then the Packers, then the Niners, then the Panthers.
We don't see.
That's tough. Yo, that's tough.
They got one gimme in there.
That's what I'm saying. If they make it, but if they can make it through that gauntlet, then you have to really see okay, these guys,
if they make it through that, I'm on the board with you.
Really good. Yeah, but based off of how they look and just the type of offense that they have, the weapons, and didn't they sign J.J. Watt for defense, or am I thinking of a different team?
Yeah, they did.
So overall, I like what they have going on. So as it stands, obviously we know how tricky divisional games can be. I'm learning that firsthand. So Rams could be testy, 49ers could play them tough. You never know. But I do say, if they make it through that gauntlet you just listed, then Kyler Murray has a legitimate shot at MVP candidacy for the season. And his game continues to grow on me a little bit. So the Cardinals are my pick.
All right, gotcha.
For the season, and his game continues to grow on me a little bit. So the Cardinals are my pick.
Yeah, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, definitely gonna be the Rams. They're a complete package. From coaching to just players. You got Jalen Ramsey. The way they're using Jalen Ramsey is amazing. He's not being treated as a quarter, just your typical cornerback. He's just having they just have him shadow. And then when they go up against Cardinals, he's locking down Hopkins and he's gonna force Kyler Murray.
Locking down Hopkins.
Yeah, I like the bold takes. I like the bold takes.
Look at the last 3 games. Jalen Ramsey was on Hopkins. Look at the last 3 games, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Because Hopkins wasn't doing too much. He was complaining to the refs like, "Yo, he's holding me this, that, third." But if you look at the last 3 games, Hopkins wasn't playing.
Overall, Hopkins averages 6.5 receptions for 77 yards in the 6 games against Ramsey, who has 22 solo tackles, 11 passes, defense, and 1 interception.
It's not a pedestrian game. That's a pedestrian game.
Yeah. If you're making the best wide receiver look pedestrian, that says something. So
the Rams schedule as well is pretty treacherous as well. The next 8 games, obviously they play the Cardinals next week. Then they got another divisional game against the Seahawks. They got an easy one 2 weeks with the Giants and the Rams. And then they got Giants, Rams, and Texans. But then they got to go play the Titans, then the Niners, then the Packers. So they have a little bit easier than the Cardinals. So I would see why you say the division, the schedule still plays a big part in that, about who's going to come out, who looks better versus who. I think the Rams had a harder few games than the Cardinals did. So,
And look how they made the Buccaneers look. Like, they're pretty sharp.
Like, that game was a blowout. That game was a blowout.
And Cooper Kupp is playing out of his mind right now. It's like,
he might be the best receiver on some fake shit.
Because he has a QB.
He has a quarterback now.
Throw to him. He has an actual QB that can throw it to him. I think
he's
Matthew Stafford may be MVP candidate too.
He's MVP dark horse.
No, that's fair.
And
Cooper Kupp is currently leading the league in touchdowns.
Yeah, and he's catching Deshaun on some stuff, man. Like,
Deshaun Jackson. I forgot he was on the team until last week. I'm like, it's over.
When he hits him 35 yards, that's solid. Like,
who you gonna stop? Van Jefferson, and he like the 4th option.
Yeah, I mean,
right, and then Robert Woods.
Exactly.
And he hasn't been playing good, so when he picks it up,
I don't even think it's because he's not playing good. It's generally because Matthew Stafford's not even looking for him, because he's like, first read is like, where's Kupp? Second read, Jefferson. Third read, like, it's either the ball's coming out or what's going on. Like, and Robert Woods they're more, and I like how they're using Robert Woods because they're treating him like they're giving him more brushing. Yeah, and he's also a decoy too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna not pay attention to Robert Woods. That's just crazy. So overall, I got the Rams coming out, and they got Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. So Cardinals do have J.J. Watt, but that's a past his prime J.J. Watt. I mean, I think he's a good distraction for Chandler Jones. And I've seen that before, where Aaron Donald was just dominant when they had Dominic Sue, because it was just we can't double him. So
they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, Cardinals do have a solid pass rush. As far as their secondary, I don't think Cardinals got that. I mean, maybe I'm usually big on defense, but I don't think Cardinals have that I mean, when was the last time they had a solid?
They're not as solid. Yeah, they're not as solid in the back.
And you played against the Rams, and Cooper Kupp is eating you. And
divisional games, we've seen weird stuff happen, and I'm learning that firsthand. So,
I've seen my fair share, but I'm looking at how the Rams run this offense with Sean McVay. I don't know, but Seahawks, I don't know what's going on with Seahawks. To be honest, I think they need to do something and need to do it fast, because
they stuck in their ways.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't look like themselves, and like I don't know. I just gotta see how the next 3 weeks before I have an opinion on them.
Well, their next few games are the Niners, then the Rams, then the Steelers, Saints, Jaguars, Packers. That's their next 6 games. So
at least 2 wins in there. But
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know if that's even 2 wins.
All right. So since you're looking at the schedule, who do you think is gonna win that division?
Rams.
Not you. Him.
Oh, me? Yeah, I'd say me and Jamal. Oh, me?
You.
Yeah. I would say the Rams. For all the reasons that Giuseppe said, and Matt Stafford is like the juice. Some teams get a new player. It's like when Randy Moss came to the Patriots. Oh, this is what we've been lacking. Yes. Opens up the offense and they just go on a run. Some teams just need that one player to give them the juice to say, oh yeah, I knew we were nice. But I know we was like this. Let's keep it going. So I feel like the Rams they were already solid on defense. It's just Jared Goff was kind of holding them back a little bit. Matthew Stafford, he's letting it go. Like I said, he's an MVP dark horse. Might be MVP front runner the way he playing. I think he only got like 1 pick and 8-9 touchdowns already.
Yeah.
So
something like that. He has a Cooper Cup looking like the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Exactly.
I'll give him that.
Right now he is.
Statistically. Right now he is.
So I've never seen that white man to white man quarterback receiver duo. That's unbelievable.
We forgot about Kirk Cousins and Adam Thielen. Got it.
Nah. Not on this level.
I thought that in terms of consistency. Yeah.
So I agree. I think the Cardinals could be a dark horse to win the division. I think they'll slow down in the middle and they'll have a chance to be a wild card team. But nah, I think the Rams got this for the most part. Go ahead,
Jamal.
I co-sign that. Shout out to Stafford. I've been a big supporter of Stafford since.
You cut him.
2008 draft. No, I'm talking about in general. Don't worry about that. That's fantasy draft policy. That's different. That's completely different. But as far as being a player, like when he came out of the draft, he was in Mark Sanchez class and somebody else.
2009 boys.
But that was the time
he was
that Mark
number 1
Sanchez
overall.
was going to but he was going back-to-back conference championships. Mark Sanchez.
That was because of the defense and the running game.
Either way, prisoner of the moment, people were overlooking what Stafford was doing. I was like he's easily going to be the best out of this class, and he's the only one that's still playing, and he's the only one that's still starting. So he really needed a team to surround him, and the team that he went to needed a quarterback. So it was a perfect fit. What they're looking at is he's probably gonna throw for 5,000 yards.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, he's probably gonna throw for 5,000 because to see how many people that he has that he can line up, especially if they go empty backfield, you have to cover 5 people. You have to cover Higbee, you have to cover Jefferson, you have to cover Sean Jackson, you have to cover Woods, and you have to cover Cup. Now, any of those 5 could get the ball. So where do you start? And if you miss the wrong coverage, Deshaun Jackson is going to hit you for 80. So it's you can't we've seen this so many times. He had 3 catches in the last game and 150 yards, 120 yards, I think it was maybe. That's ridiculous. He had 64 touchdowns. Crazy. But that's the type of thing that they have. So the same type of Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, it's the
you miss a step. You miss a step and I'm gone. And I hit you over the top. So it can be that one play, 60 yards, 70 yards, and
they got the
they
defense
can take you
to
down the
back it
field
up too.
And they have the defense to back it up. They can take you down the field with one play. They can do it with 10 plays. It doesn't make a difference. So
and then have you scrambling.
The only thing that they lack is the run game. That is the only place that they come up short.
Yeah.
And if they were to get in a situation where things got a little sticky, it probably would be because of the run game that they don't have.
Yeah.
But you can kind of supplement that with the short game, short passes and screens and stuff. So maybe that's not that bad. But yeah, I seen them win the division because they're the most complete team. The schedule is going to be pretty difficult, but you know, they weathered the storm against the Buccaneers pretty well, although the Buccaneers defense is trash. So take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, I see them getting about 12, 13 wins. They'll win. For me, they'll win a division. I think like the Cardinals will be their biggest threat because they can somewhat match them offensively in scoring, but aside from that, nobody there besides the Niners has the defense, and the Niners doesn't have the offense to keep up. So, you know.
Yeah, nobody really touched on the Niners.
Yeah, because I don't trust Jimmy G as QB.
Yeah,
like, bro. That's literally why. Like, they have the best tight end.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, they have Kittle. They have the best tight end, who you can make is the case. He's the, fourth best wide receiver in that division, fifth best, because you have Metcalf, Lockett, you have D-Hop, you have obviously Kupp, Woods, etc.
Probably him, yeah. Maybe like 5 or 6.
Yeah, but I just don't trust Jimmy G, bro. I don't know what it is.
He's the worst quarterback out of all of them.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson,
easily.
Stafford, Kyler Murray. Yes.
Easily. You're talking about 3.
I know you was being sarcastic, but I had to drive it home with emphasis of why. No.
I also believe, I agree with you, but then I take it up a notch. I don't think Kyle Shanahan is putting him in the best parts either. I don't think his scheming works well for them, for the type of offense that they could have.
Their play calling has been really weird. It's been weird.
His game management has been atrocious as well.
I don't know, man, because I just think Jimmy G is not the kind of quarterback for him. I mean, if you look at what he does with Trey Lance, it's instant touchdown. I think
bring him in.
Yeah, and I think that's what Kyle Shanahan really wants to do. But obviously, there's nothing going on with Jimmy G that you could just be like, we're gonna bench Jimmy G and play Trey Lance. You know what I mean? So
I hate to bring it up. I hate to bring it up, but
no,
I do see a lot of similarities. I see a lot of similarities too. Yeah. The Alex
I knew you was gonna say it.
Kaepernick. Yeah. I was trying not to, but it was. I mean, we and the Giants played them both seasons in 11 and 12, so we got to see it firsthand, being Giants fans. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities. Alex Smith is to Garoppolo as Cap was to Trey Lance. So they used to bring Kaepernick in for a couple plays and, run a wildcat or read option and get his feet wet. And then when Alex Smith left in 2012, that's when Kaepernick took over. And I kind of feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. Garoppolo will be here for this season and he'll just wait it out if the wheels don't fall off. And then, next year it'll be Trey Lance's show. But yeah, they're just getting his feet wet and letting him see what live football looks like and get to look at the defenses a little bit at least. But yeah, that comparison, it's too reminiscent.
Yeah.
Too reminiscent to not say anything.
It's real funny. But I guess we could wrap that up for the NFL. We can do a little quick talking with the NBA. I know today was media. Well, this week has been media week. Season starts. What is it next? Is it next week?
Yep.
Or the week after? So I wanted to focus on the Ben Simmons saga. See what y'all thoughts were on this. What you think, Carter?
Yeah,
you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. We'll get back to Carter. What you think, Seth?
As far as Ben Simmons, I think he's just for like holding out. I mean, if you see how they talked about him in the press conference, what was that, the 70 of when they got ousted by Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things they said was like, do you see Ben Simmons being the point guard for the future? And Doc Rivers said in public openly, like, nah, I can't answer that right now. And then, you know, you have Joel Embiid making smart remarks saying, when you pass up a layup and things like that. So ultimately that alone just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And I don't blame Ben Simmons for wanting to be out and not play, and just understand that he's willing to take the fines. I mean, he got the money for it. So yeah, he should hold down until they make that trade, and I hope Philly does it fast, because we playing camps right now. You want to kind of get someone acclimated pretty quickly, especially for the East.
Yeah, and yeah. What you think, Jamal?
Ben Simmons.
Too light skin?
I think I think he's within his rights to not play, but the Sixers do have to do something. I'm not really sure who you would trade for team-wise and who you would trade for player-wise to get back what you think would be enough value. So I don't know how they would work that out, but got to do something, because he's made up his mind he's not going to play, which is his right if he doesn't feel like that's a good environment for him. So yeah, now since he made his decision, you have to find a way to expedite the process, since Embiid likes to talk about the process. Trust the process.
So I'm back, guys. I'm sorry.
That's so good.
I had to laugh at that.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry about that. But okay, I don't know what Seppi said. Malcolm, I don't know what you said. Caught a bit of what Jamal said, but in regards to Ben Simmons' Sixers situation, I'm on neither person's side. Neither side, to be honest with you. As you know, obviously, I'm a Heat fan, so I care about the Eastern Conference. But like, there'll be times where I guess, yeah, because Embiid, he's like more polished than you, and you see that the team is Embiid centric. But there's a good reason, because he actually puts the team on his back. He actually
shoots.
Yes. Can you shoot? Shoot the damn ball, all right? Like. So anywho, so that's my grip against Ben Simmons. My grip against the Sixers is, you knew, like, once you made those comments and how you handle it, like how it was gonna be, and now you have no leverage, because everybody knows, like, yo, he doesn't want to come back to you guys, and you guys want to get underneath that Rich Paul, like, clutch sports, and that contract situation. So everybody knows your cards. It's like we playing, I don't know, you playing poker or whatever, and you playing it where everybody's literally seeing like what you holding. So it's like, neither side I feel bad for, because they kind of both did this to themselves, with Simmons not developing his game to the point where like the game is kind of going away from his skill set offensively, not defensively, but offensively. And the Sixers, they, you know, like, you could have made a move. You could have, like, before it got to the point where it got now.
Last season, when you got Doc.
Yeah, exactly. And you could have seen, like, oh, this isn't, you know, working, and we're gonna go with Embiid. It could have been like a Shaq Kobe thing after they lost to the Pistons, and it was time for negotiation. And not quite like it, but the similarities I'm drawing is that you decide to go with Embiid, the Lakers decided to go with Kobe, and you realize, like, okay, we made this commitment. Now we have to, you know, let's get some value. Yeah, let's go all in and let's get the value to supplement Embiid's strength.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I agree with everybody what they're saying. You went in depth, Carter. Like they tried to have their cake and eat it too.
It's like no, bro. It's like
and no. It didn't work out, and then you fumbled it while the catastrophe is happening. So now you in this weird space. I was talking to them earlier about saying that both sides have leverage, but then they don't have leverage at the same time. Because
no side has leverage. Actually, that's a lie. Even though his public image is taking a hit, Simmons has leverage because it's a superstar. He's not a superstar, but it's a star-driven league, and the player in the NBA, compared to the NFL, has in more cases than not is going to have the leverage because again, teams know what the Sixers situation is with Simmons. And he's the one who's holding out, until I get what I want, I'm not showing up to camp. You want to dock me for my pay? You want to dock me for my paycheck? That's cool. I'm good. Financially, he's not. I don't think he's hurting. So he could afford to sit out the season. But due to chemistry, the Sixers trying to get to the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They gotta make a move.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If anything, leverage is shitty, but I would lean the leverage more towards Simmons' favor than the Sixers because Sixers are actually trying to. Yeah, that's why I said Simmons actually has the leverage.
So we all agree. We can't go into detail about landing places due to time.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, he got to go. They got to make a move before the season starts because it's
allegedly by the end of this week. They're saying, I think Shams, late last week, tweeted or something like that, or Woj or whoever, was talking about, the Sixers trying to move him by the end of this week or something like that, but we'll see. It might be some place where nobody's talking about, It might be the Oklahoma City Thunder. You never know. So
that's the landing spot for everybody who don't want to go nowhere. Right? For some reason. They always, same press, they always find somebody's phone number. Crazy.
But what else?
Last one. Talk about Kyrie and his COVID protocol, vaccination mandates, and all that. I'll start as the Nets fan. As a former Kyrie.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm all for, your rights as a person, and I get it. The hesitation on I've had to have a conversation with myself multiple times about it. I'm vaccinated, and I remember I was at first, I'm not doing it, and then I ended up doing it, and I was kind of against everybody saying you're not getting vaccinated, y'all wilding. Sierra's really, I'm yo, y'all wilding, da. Yeah. And then you take a step back and you understand the hesitancy, you understand the government, you understand that I get it. Kyrie, you're not a regular person. Kyrie, you are. And this is not even just his basketball thing. I want you to play. I'm not gonna be selfish and say, "Oh, you're a bitch ass nigga" because you're not gonna play. It's just no, you're different because you're different because you're a celebrity. You're an elite. You're part of the elite class, so you can move differently. So I don't understand why the hesitancy is so there for you versus marginalized people. I'm not saying you aren't marginalized or weren't marginalized in your childhood or whatever, and you're probably still marginalized in some aspects of today. But I think marginalized people like us, we experience that type of hesitancy and skepticism more so than he should.
Because of the resources?
Yeah, even people in his supposed his own tribe, the Sweet tribe, was yo, we 90-something% vaccinated. Why are you not vaccinated? Come on, let's go, bro. You talking about you standing in solidarity with your brothers and sisters. Granted, it's hearsay and it's anecdotal, and I don't really like to use that as examples for things, but I feel bro, just get the vaccine. Just get the vaccine. You got the best medical people around you. You have access to everything. The Nets is not going to let you fall. So people got money and time invested in you. Get the vaccine, bro. Let's do this. We already messed up last year. Should have been it for us. Don't make this be an ESPN 30 for 30. I cannot deal with this, bro. I need the chip. I need a chip. And this is me talking selfish now. I need the chip. I need it. So, bro, please get your shit together.
Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm gonna let you guys go and I'll go last because I'm loving this. And well, I should probably go in case my hair die again.
Yeah, but always dying.
Yeah, but I'll be quick. Here's my whole thing with Kyrie, and it's not just with the vaccine thing. I'll give you one particular example that really rubbed me the wrong way. It was the Dennis Schroeder thing where he kind of opened the door for white media personalities to critique the use of the N-word. So he made a big deal out of a situation where it didn't have to be. Like, he was like, oh, don't call me that, da-da-da-da-da, when all Dennis Schroeder was like, damn, like, yo, back up, your breath is hot. Like, you know, something like that, because he was all in his face after the play. And, like, he didn't like, he took exception to the contact, etc. So my whole thing with Kyrie, and I think, you know, just within the last couple of years, I get it. He lost family members while he was Boston Celtics, and it messed him up a little bit. And just that, his whole dynamic with the fans. My whole thing with him is, one, he comes off as fake deep, and I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm not saying, because I don't think I'm the smartest person in the world, and I don't like insulting people's intelligence. I'm saying how he comes off to the general public in certain statements he makes, and how he tries to make a big deal out of, you know, like things that shouldn't be a big deal, etc., to everybody else. He thinks like, I'm not in his mind, but the way he comes off is as if I'm the first person to realize my individualism, when that's not really the case. Like, you're coming off as fake deep as if we didn't already know about the struggles of, you know, the minorities, of blacks, of, you know, how we're marginalized and stuff like that. And then just how I think people call it main character syndrome, where even though he doesn't want the attention to be on him, but he, given, you know, your status as a superstar in the league, etc., and you kind of make it about you, not the team. And this is, again, I'm not a Kyrie hater, like, at all. Like, but at the same time, I'm talking about like certain things of him. So this whole vaccine, like, saga, it doesn't surprise me one bit. Now, everybody's journey is different. Like, I say all that to say everybody's journey is different, and I get you may go through an awakening or whatever the case may be, but bro, you kind of understood what you signed up for, right? The Nets, initially, they just wanted KD, from what I read. Again, I don't know how true this is, but you guys were a package because of KD. So, you know, KD is the top dog, and he wanted you there, and you're kind of like making KD look bad, because it's like, yo, look, this is my guy. We're not trading him.
I vouch for you.
Yeah, I vouch for you. And now you're making me look like, yo, bro, your guy's a head case. Like, we get it. You're the best player in the NBA, but, like, what are you doing? So, you know, I'm not saying your job should rule your entire life. I do believe in work-life balance. But at the same time, bro, you kind of have, like, the platform you have because, you know, it's a two-way street. It's not like, like, taking, for example, like Kobe, LeBron, like, these stars, over time, they kind of, like, got the credence they got because of their work ethic, their rapport with the fans, etc. Now, whether you hate them or like them, that's some complete, we could debate that all together, but I'm talking about just your rapport with people. Relationships matter, bro. So whether you get the vaccine or you don't, what I want to say is, if you're in a team environment where it's really the team above, you know, whatever, above the individuals, and if that's the situation you're in, then you want to think about that before you're missing home games and you're costing them as a pivotal playoff games because of your lack of availability. If you're supremely talented, but you're not there, what good are you? So I'll end it with that, bro.
I'm gonna be quick. I think I've always thought Kyrie was a little weirdo. Just because of just how he portrays himself in the media and just little things like the stuff that he's reading, like the Alchemist book, and then he's sharing it with like the players in the league and stuff like that. Ultimately, like with this, I mean, I think it's just ridiculous. And I feel bad for KD because he has to, stand beside Kyrie in this situation. But I think it's gonna be crazy if like Kyrie doesn't get this vaccination because he can't play any home games. So, and on top of that, like if you guys go on the West Coast, he's not playing those games neither, like in California. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, he's putting the Brooklyn Nets in a very interesting predicament. I'm waiting to see it play out, but ultimately, like, you should just get the vaccine. Him and Wiggins are just frustrating. And I can't believe Wiggins even tried to do that whole exemption shit.
The league shut it down so quick.
It's like what kind of religion do you have, my brother, that you can't get a vaccine? And ultimately, too, these guys play college ball. That means you have to have all your vaccinations to even get into these schools.
I'm glad you brought that up, but go ahead.
So I'm super baffled as to you just.
I think with them is, and again, not to cut you off, I think it's because now they feel like they have the choice as pros to do. But again, I don't want to put words in your mouth. You could finish your point.
Yeah, but ultimately, it's like, bro, you've gotten vaccinated your entire as a kid and you've been fine, and all of a sudden you have an issue with the COVID vaccination. So ultimately, I don't know, man. I really want to see how this plays out. Knowing Kyrie, he's definitely not going to get the vaccination, and he's not going to get traded. So yeah, I just curious.
30 for 30 for the
knock on wood. 30 for knock 30. On wood, man. I'm hoping otherwise.
What's funny? Ultimately, we're going to have to revisit those older days of Kyrie on the Cavs. Because some of those interviews, people were saying, oh, it's because of LeBron. It's because of LeBron. And now you got to look back and you got to question some stuff. But I digress. Let's stick to the subject. This guy's another one. Ben Simmons, where I'm at, get rid of him. Either take the shot and let's play these games, or we got to get rid of you. Why are you here? So the Nets decided they're not going to allow any non-vax people. Okay, that's fair. Like Sebi was saying, some stadiums in California, same thing. It's a high volume of people citywide and high volume of people in the arena. I'm just doing this for public safety. Now, you don't have to play basketball. And he's talked about retiring before. So maybe you retire. If not, maybe we trade you to someone whose COVID thing, like the restrictions aren't as stringent. But long story short, figure it out. Season starts in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, figure it out. But, when is it? October 15th or whenever it is.
Yeah,
we need to be ready to go. We need to be ready to go. So,
Well, he is at training camp. Yeah, he's practicing.
That's irrelevant. You should be taking care of your body physically and be doing some sort of training, shooting around, period. So, okay, we understand that. And you should be integrating with your teammates. But that integration is going to stop soon. So it won't make a difference. Now, unless you're talking about you got it set up to get the shot and you just haven't gotten it yet. But that's not how he's talking. So what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Like, are you just going through the motions? Is it the hamster wheel? What are we doing? I mean, look.
Yep.
There's only so much rope we can give, man. I mean, people have been saying for a long time that he was on his little weirdo stuff. We've heard rumblings of that when he was with the Celtics. That's why he left the Celtics supposedly. And I mean, the things with LeBron on the Cavs back in the days. We're gonna have to come back and look at that. We're gonna have to look at that again because I mean, it's starting to pile up, man.
I want to correct myself as well. I want to correct myself. I said that the Standing Rock Sweet Tribe, they were 90%. Nah, that was just like I said, anecdotal. That's why I don't take.
Yeah. So what are they?
Oh no, they have vaccine hesitancy issues themselves, and that's his tribe. So I get what he's saying. It's private and stuff. All I know is that look, man, somebody got to coerce him. Somebody got to pull him by the wrist and like, yo, bro, Kyrie, just pull up, hold it down. But hey, look,
listen,
if it doesn't happen,
I'm 30 for 30.
Yeah, the Nets aren't winning this year, bro. They're not winning.
Yeah, bro.
It's over, bro. It's over, bro. First of all, the Bucks have a different confidence because they won, and
it's like the Warriors when they beat the Cavs.
It's one thing to say before you do it, but once you do it, like I can fucking do this. I'm the realest. It's different now. You're not the same anymore.
Yeah,
you're not the same
bro.
Anymore. So,
and I was looking forward to Lakers Nets. I was actually looking forward to Lakers
Nets.
Maybe the Heat playing spoil it, but now,
who knows? Maybe
without Kyrie.
Maybe New York City changed the rules.
No.
It's
over.
Yo, the lieutenant governor, the governor that took over, she's firing unvaccinated healthcare workers. So if anything, they're getting more stringent.
Actually, that happened a couple of days ago.
So that's what I'm saying. They're getting even more stringent. So
we'll see how long that lasts, though.
Yeah.
It's over.
But yeah.
Kyrie likes wearing number 2, so this is for Kyrie.
Anyway. I like to thank y'all for pulling up today, expressing y'all opinions.
Peace out, Kyrie.
Spoken numbers. We out of here.
All right, take care, guys.
Mr. Scott.